Oh my god, people, you know we have Thanos in the game, the Mad Titan himself, from Avengers Infinity Wars in Fortnite, but that is not the only Marvel superhero inside of the game. Yes, in today's video, I'm going to teach you how to get the Tony Stark Iron Man Mark II armor set for your locker for Battle Royale. It's a skin in-game. Yes, it's absolutely amazing. I'm going to teach you how to get it for your Fortnite character. But before we get into that, friends, we are doing another Fortnite V-Bucks giveaway. Oh, these are great. People are winning, and now the information for that will be played. Don't be sad, we're doing another V-Bucks giveaway. Yes, that's right, 1 like equals 1 V-Buck, capped out at 10,000 maximum. We are doing this giveaway and enter is very simple. Simply leave a like on the video, hit the subscribe button, and while you're at it, hit the bell to join the notification squad. That's step 2. And step 3, leave a comment on what your favorite Fortnite Battle Royale skin is. And you will be entered into our new V-Bucks giveaway. Oh, and while the rest of the internet was busy hating, we were busy waiting for Iron Man to get up from the ending of Avengers Infinity War. Oh my god, how's he gonna get off the planet now that he doesn't have a spaceship and his spaceship faring friends all turned to ash? I don't know. I'm pretty excited, but as you can see, inside my locker set, I now possess the Tony Stark Iron Man armor, the Mark II or 3. I believe it's 3 actually. Sorry earlier, me who recorded the intro. It's actually the Mark III armor from the first movie that's red and gold, and it is absolutely stunning. I have it equipped right now. We're just going to turn it around, showcase it for you guys so you guys can see how great this armor set is as a skin in game. I'm absolutely loving that this was found, and I found this new Easter egg inside of the game, and I hope you guys are excited to see it. Anyway, what did you guys think of Avengers Infinity War? Leave a like for Iron Man, by the way. Let me know who your favorite Avenger was. You can write Thanos down. That still counts. But what do you guys think of the movie? I personally loved it. I think I'm going to go see it again. Last time we talked about the film, it was pretty great. What? I had a new theory now that I just thought of, and it was, people were saying, Doctor Strange saw the only way out, and he explained to Tony was giving him the stone, that was the only way. But what I think was, because Doctor Strange said he saw 14 million possibilities and only one where they came out on top. I think Doctor Strange didn't actually see the one where they come out on top. I think he lied to them. I think he lied because for him to come out on top by giving Thanos the stone means he wouldn't have access to the stone and couldn't reverse time, right? That's the logic of how I'm perceiving the time stone powers to work. You need to have it to go back in time, otherwise it won't work. And if you give it to someone, then they can use it, and then it's not working for you anymore. So I think he just saw 14 million failures, and this not being one of them, because he wouldn't know the outcome of this, is the only alternative future that he couldn't actually see. So he gave Thanos the stone as a trading for Stark. I've also heard fan theories that him saying it's the only way is keeping up with his promise that he said he would sacrifice Iron Man if he had to for the stone's sake, and that he was, instead of saying it's the only way, it was him saying actually goodbye to him because he was going to sacrifice him because he has to die in the next film when that comes out. I have no idea, though. I'm pretty excited. What did you guys think about that? I thought it was pretty amazing. I hope that I really don't see Iron Man dying in these movies, because for me, and I think a lot of the Marvel fans, he's a great character, and him being off would be just catastrophic. I could see him going. Because he's like that much of a character involved, integral to the films. But it's not that I want him to go. I like his character, and I think he's pretty cool. And I think most of the Avengers are pretty cool, to be honest. There isn't any that I actively dislike. They're all very enjoyable, and especially when they interact with each other. And in this movie, I thought, to be honest, out of all of them, the one who really made the most impact and sort of had the best display of power was Thor. Thor killed it in this movie above them all. It was like mostly like with the Avengers movie, I think it's used to maybe one of them being sort of the main one of them. One of the Avengers sort of takes the spotlight and sort of has a centerpiece. And in the first movie, I felt like that might have been, I want to say Hulk when he smashed through the giant floating fish thing, and then when he broke Loki, that was absolutely amazing. And then in the second one, I can't really say who it was. It was a little different, but this one, it seemed like it felt more distinct in that it felt like Thor really brought it in the end when he brought Groot and Rocket with him to Wakanda. That really struck out as a signature moment. And actually, now that I think back about it, it kind of feels like the Captain America storyline it didn't really have a lot of focus to it. It didn't feel bad. The movie felt great. It had a great flow and great pacing. And it was pretty much, and I thought it was pretty flawless when I watched it. I've seen it twice so far. And it was like a movie you can watch the whole time and you're like, wow, this is amazing. The entire 2 hours, almost 3 hours that I'm watching this. But it did feel like, the Captain didn't really have his huge moment until the end. Until the end, really. Well, actually, no, wait. I'll rephrase that. He had 2 great, amazing moments in this. He had the moment when he caught the freaking spear in the middle of the air. That was sick. I wish they didn't show that in the trailers because that was so amazing. And then also, he had a great moment in the end when he caught Thanos' glove, the Infinity Gauntlet, which had all stones in it, and he was just holding it in place. I mean, that was super cool. Oh, and him running with the Black Panther at the same speed, that was awesome to see too. That was a little low-key sort of, not the character, I'm saying Lowkey sort of moment where he had to really pay attention to like that. And I could see some people not necessarily seeing that, but I mean, it was pretty cool to see them run at the same speed. They basically had the same power, and maybe, you never know, because the super soldier serum had that bluish hue to it, and so did the Wakanda purple flower when they turned it into a liquid form. And we know that Howard Stark got vibranium. He must have extracted it from Wakanda. So perhaps the super soldier serum, in fact, is based somewhat off of the plants from Wakanda. I could see that being true, and given the Howard Stark connection to Wakanda, having the vibranium shield, they mentioned that earlier on, and it even pops up in Avengers Age of Ultron. And the super soldier serum acting very similar to the Black Panther powers, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe that's just reading in too much. But there were also, like, what I thought this movie did is it also made me appreciate Age of Ultron and the other Avengers movie a lot more. When I watched Age of Ultron the first time, I was like, oh, I like it. And then the second time, I'm like, I don't like it as much. I liked some of the witty dialogue that came up, but I didn't like it as much. And then I saw it a third time, I'm like, okay, this one, it wasn't that great. And now that I look back at it, there were parts of it that were amazing, and it had some steady allusions that played forward into this one. And even, I really liked the first one. I thought the first one was amazing, but this one made me appreciate the second one more as a stepping stone to build up into this third amazing act. And even in the first one, you can see the craftsmanship in it. There's a scene where Captain America he opens up a desk drawer, and there's all this Hydra gear in it, and he doesn't say anything. He just looks up, and he's just all disturbed. Like, why would this super armor be here? And I didn't even clue in, and no, I don't think a lot of people did. They're just like, what is this like new gear he found or something? And, like, when you watch the movie, and it actually is a call, not a call back, but a call forward, an Easter egg, an allusion to the next film Winter Soldier, when that came out, that Hydra was running everything. I also like that Avengers Infinity War really played it crazy with the cameos. I didn't expect Red Skull to be back in that. That was amazing when that scene happened. And that brings him back into the fold as a potential villain at some point. They can always reintegrate him into the Marvel Universe if they want to follow that Hydra sort of stuff. I don't see why they would at this point, because there's no real reason to. But they could always do it at a later date in the future. I also said on Reddit, I was like, oh, Thanos is only killing half the population because he's killing the next supervillain's army that they would be doomed if they had to fight them fully. So he killed half of them by snapping his fingers, and so now they have only half of them to face. And that was a total bald-faced lie. I didn't know that would happen. I just made that up, and people were like, "That sounds really good. I'm gonna give you all the karma for that one." Anyway, this is how you get the Tony Stark Iron Man armor for your Fortnite Battle Royale character. Yes, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. All you had to do is follow the instructions on the screen, and there you have the Iron Man armor suit for your Fortnite experiential armor. And no, it's not the nanotech suit, the one that he gets stabbed with in Avengers Infinity War. And also add this into my sort of essay here. Did you notice that it was foreshadowed that that would happen? I did on the second viewing. After the first viewing, I definitely did. I was like, every character who tried to stab Thanos died. You caught that? So when Loki went up to him and he's like, "Hey, I'll serve you," and he just basically formed a dagger out of nothing behind his back, and then he tried to stab at almost called him Stanos. And Stanos just grabbed him and was like, "No, not today," and he choked him. And then Gamora tried to do the same thing. She formed her dagger and she tried to stab at Thanos. Didn't work the first time because of Reality Stone, right? She did it again, only she tried to stab herself, right? And that ended up turning the dagger into bubbles, which is hilarious. And then she was thrown off the cliff. And the last person to try and stab at Thanos, who was it? It was Tony Stark, Iron Man. And what happened then? Well, Stanos took Iron Man's blade made of nanosuit and just stuck it into him. And he was like, "Oh." And you could hear a pin drop when that happened, because that was a pivotal moment. A lot of people were predicting that his character would be offed, and I honestly don't. I hope he doesn't get offed, because he's a very enjoyable character and really the heart of the Marvel Universe. I think I like all the characters, so I don't really want to see any of them go. The new ones, they turn Ash. They'll be back. But if he has to go, then that would suck. But you think that he would have learned from the other two characters who tried stabbing Thanos? What happens if you try to stab him? It's not going to work out for you. And they foreshadowed that excellently through the movie. So it's the first two people who did it totally ended up getting killed for reals. 100%. And the third person who tried it, well, it backfired really dramatically. And then, of course, it got reversed because of the negotiation of the stone. But, I mean, that was just brilliant filmmaking that I saw. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. This armor is not the same armor set from the movie. That's the nanotech armor. He made so many armor sets. I believe there were 50 marks of different versions of the armor. And in this case, we're using the one from the first film. It also appears in the second one and part of the third one, but in the third one it's in the background. It's on a display shelf because at that point he's making like 47 different versions of the armor, one that flies into his hands. This one is not that one. This is not Age of Ultron armor. This is not Avengers armor. This is Iron Man 1, the very first movie, Mark III. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I hope this explained the tutorial very succinctly on how to unlock this special skin for your Fortnite Battle Royale game. And I will see you in the next video.